How are you all today?
Yeah, well, fine, thanks.
Tired.
And your name, sir?
Roy, cook.
And your name?
Alan Mott.
And your name?
I'm Paul Mills.
Greg Jackson.
Ron Dan.
Okay, and you're all from what part of England?
Well, we're from London, us two.
I'm from Hampshire.
London.
Hampshire.
Hampshire. All right. Now, how did you become Yankees in the Civil War?
That's a long story. Well, for myself, it was basically playing with toy soldiers, cowboys and Indians, and the blues and the greys with figures when I was a young lad. Then watching obviously television programs and movies, and then TV series. Interested in history and military history and American history, and I think one thing led to another, which eventually brought us up to go into America. And I went in 1994 to the Football World Cup actually, and then I actually went to see Manassas battlefield, and I saw Stonewall Jackson there and all the cannon, and I was just really taken with it, and came back. And then with friends went out a number of times afterwards to about 4 or 5 tours of Virginia and Pennsylvania and Gettysburg. Came back and joined SOSCAN, this reenactment group that we're in England, and been interested in doing it ever since, and come to the States a number of times to reenact there as well.
Now, do you all do War of 1812?
No, War of 1812.
Not.
Because a lot of the ACWHRS does both half and half. They'll do the Civil War and War of 1812.
We're just all Union men, aren't we?
You ever play Southern Boys?
No.
Because you see, if you take that English accent and stretch it out just a little bit, it fits perfect. You go to, is it Tangerine Island off the coast there of Virginia? And after you get about out and about the host sections of Richmond,
Okay.
you kind of pull on over in the Appalachians, and that's where it starts.
Okay.
I think we're all pretty much the same thing all the way around when you get down to it. I believe a lot of the Southerners were Celtic originally, and Anglo-Saxon
Some would
Northerners.
have been Celts, some would have been
Some were,
Anglo-Saxons.
yeah. A lot of connections with England.
I'm still trying to figure that
English
out.
names, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, I know I've got a last name that's got a English coat of arms and one that's got a Scottish coat of arms. It's the same name. I can't figure out.
No.
There's all sorts of things that come from history. You know, joint marriages and joint allegiances, and so England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and then the rest of Europe. You know, a big mishmash really.
Do you see this as the same war? Because we had basically the white cross, St. Andrew's cross on the blue field in Scotland, and the Confederate flag that Beauregard came up with. It's the same flag, basically.
Yeah, I think there was a basis there somewhere. Yeah, I've read. Yeah.
But usually the Scots never took that flag on the battlefield, did they? They took the line, the rampant line.
They often take the yellow rampant line.
Rather than across the St. Andrews. That was their normal battle flag, was it?
That would have been a lot earlier flag. The rampant line, yellow, would have been used in warfare. You know, right back beyond the English Civil War. Yeah.
So you're having fun over here?
Yeah.
But this is such an emotive period of history that, you know, anybody who enjoys what we do must come over here. This is what it's about, you know. And because the 18th Missouri fought here in 1862, and we represent in some small way that, then this is the Mecca for us.
How did you get to do the 18th again? How did you do that? Why not any other group?
It was somebody before our time who actually researched the 18th Missouri, and they liked what they found, and they found they were a very rounded group. They joined in 1861, and many of them, the regiment, came out in 1865, so they fought the full 4 years, those who survived. So it was not unusual, of course, but it's something for us to feel great about. We love to do it.
Now I've got to ask this question. This is definitely the question I have to ask. What do other people in England think of you portraying American Civil War?
I think we're mad.
Yeah, army.
I think we're strange.
I mean, are you looked at, I know we're in the South, traitors to the Union, apparently. Are you looked at as traitors to your Union? Or
No.
not like
The first
that?
question they ask us when you say, I do the Civil War. They say, what, Cavalier or Roundhead? That's right. And you go, no, Union.
They're like, oh, those fellas, oh.
Yeah.
I suppose they think, about reenacting and living history first. They need to know a little bit about that, and once they get understand what it's about, quite a lot of people might initially shirk it, but then they get actually quite interested in it.
They do, yeah.
And it's actually quite one of the biggest hobbies in England now, actually.
Really?
Different periods.
Wow.
And of course, everybody wants to be a rebel. It's very difficult to recruit Union men.
All right, that's something that I see in here all the time. Why would the English want to be rebels?
Well, we had a lot of people who were very sympathetic to the cause. You think
Charles
about
Dickens.
the cotton industry in the north and Lancashire, and of course, they because it was their living, they were sympathetic not only to the people but to the cause. And of course, there were a number of ships built in the Liverpool dock, and a lot of sailors served in the Navy, Confederate Navy.
That's interesting because a lot of people want to play the Confederate side. And
Because he's the underdog.
is what?
Because they're the underdog, aren't they?
The underdog, the
The
rebel.
underdog, the rebel.
But also in England, there's a lot of the northern people in England. They like to also do the Northern Union, and
Oh, okay.
so that's an interesting fact as well.
But you guys wouldn't think about putting on a rebel outfit?
No.
Not really, no.
No, we are Union men,
No.
through
Very
and
hard
through.
to do.
Even and through like rock.
Yeah.
Wow.
The only grey suit he wore was at his daughter's wedding, wasn't it?
So do you think the
True.
Confederacy were traitors to the Union?
Well,
Yeah, do you think they were traitors to the
no,
Union?
not at all. Not at all.
So how are you Union men if you don't think that they were wrong?
Because
The cause is wrong.
we understand the cause of the Union. We understand the cause of the Confederacy. And both were good causes in people's eyes. So we don't hold we don't think badly of people because they do that. Why should we?
We're certainly glad to have you guys over here.
We're glad to be here.
here.
I've got two daughters, and my eldest is Alice Virginia, and my second is Emily Georgia. And Rod said to me,
So there you have it.
Rod said to me, why have you named your daughters after Confederate states? And I said, they're not Confederate states. They're not.
Well, actually, wasn't it the Virgin Queen where we got Virginia from
Yes.
anyway?
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
So it comes back.
QE1.
It comes
Got
back.
a lot of the, obviously because of the connections. There's a lot of connections with England and Britain on all your flags. I mean, even Hawaii still got the Union flag on the corner of it.
Yeah, right, exactly. The sun never set on the British Empire at one point. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. We're in a post-empire period, I think.
Just changes slightly.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your time.
You're very well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, man.